Hello everyone, this is the Mental Health for Life channel. Depression, until recently, was thought of as an atypical disease, but recently it has become better known as a disease that can affect anyone. The World Health Organization now lists cancer, stroke, myocardial infarction, diabetes, and mental illness as the 5 most major disease threats, and mental illness has become a major issue worldwide. Depression, in particular, is said to affect more than 350 million people worldwide and has become one of the single most important diseases we need to pay attention to. To begin with, what is depression? Simply put, it is a condition triggered by stress or overwork in which the energy needed to live has withered away. What makes it different from plain laziness or fatigue is that it does not improve simply by just taking a weekend off, and it often ends up interfering with work or school in some way. The most common symptoms are low mood, loss of sense of enjoyment, loss of energy, and abnormalities in sleep and appetite. What's more, no other disease has such a wide variety of symptoms as depression. This is because depression is a disease that affects the brain, which is connected to the autonomic nervous system, which results in a variety of symptoms throughout the body. The following is a list of little-known symptoms sourced from the experiences of people who have suffered through depression themselves. Have a look at them for yourself. Number 1. Physical pain. Physical pain caused by depression is very common. For example, you might visit an orthopedist for chronic back pain, but the cause can't be found and painkillers simply might not work. However, if the patient gets diagnosed with depression by a psychiatrist, the pain might start to disappear as the depression improves. Depression pain can occur anywhere throughout the body, from the head to the face, neck, shoulders, back, limbs, and pubic area. However, X-rays and blood tests of this pain won't reveal any abnormalities. As a result, the doctor might even tell you that it is all just your imagination. What's really happening is, pain in the body is picked up by the amygdala, a part of the brain that becomes hypersensitive during depression. This might cause you to feel pain that is 10 or 100 times stronger than you would normally feel. Although no apparent abnormalities can be found at the location of the pain, the brain feels the pain regardless and is overreacting to it. Number 2. Inability to do the obvious. You might get tired easily. Your body might be heavy and everything becomes a hassle. One of the most common things you'll hear is how taking a shower becomes a huge chore. You might feel like washing and drying your hair is such a hassle and don't want to take a shower. You then might end up finding yourself not washing your body for a long time. Number 3. Messy living spaces from lack of cleaning. You might not have the energy to clean. You might put off cleaning, saying to yourself, I'll just do it tomorrow, and before you know it, your room has piles of garbage. Then you don't know where to start, which makes it even harder to start cleaning. You might wonder if you're just lazy, but even then, you can't get started on fixing the problem. Number 4. Feeling lonely. Even when people are nearby, you might feel distant and lonely. When everyone else is having fun, you'll feel as if you are singularly being left out. No matter what people say to you, you cannot communicate with others. You wonder if you will be able to live with such loneliness and despair over those feelings. Number 5. Feeling of detachment. Similar to loneliness, but you might instead feel a gap between yourself and the world. It is as if your mind is not directly connected to the outside world and you're looking at your surroundings through a monitor. Some people feel as if they are wrapped in an invisible membrane, or as if they are underwater. Number 6. Not wanting to see anyone. It may seem contradictory, but even if you might be suffering from loneliness, you might avoid people. You might not have the ability to care about others, so it is painful to interact with them. You might not be able to get yourself to go to the dentist when you have a cavity, or to the hairdresser when your hair grows out too much. You might not even be able to answer the phone or intercom. Number 7. Forgetfulness. Because of a decline in brain function, forgetfulness is common. You might not be able to recall people's names, or you might often forget important things in your car. You may even mistake it for dementia and hurry to a clinic that specializes in memory loss, where you might end up diagnosed with depression. When you suffer from forgetfulness related to depression, you might be able to recall some forgotten things later on. Forgetfulness related to dementia also includes forgetting things, but they cannot recall things even when they are pointed out to them. In addition, dementia is also characterized by the fact that the act of forgetting things does not tend to bother those with the condition all that much. Number 8. Frustration and anger. Depression is often associated with emotional numbness, but it can also cause a rise in irritability and anger. This is because you become emotionally unstable and cannot control your emotions. If a previously quiet person becomes aggressive and angry over trivial matters, depression is often a suspect. Number 9. Impatience and anxiety over career advancement. Anxiety is another symptom of depression, which, when aggravated, can progress into total impatience, a feeling of being under time constraints. This can lead to a feeling of low self-esteem, and you might become impatient and dwell on obtaining qualifications or changing careers. You might also put yourself in a bind and study or try to get certifications despite being diagnosed with depression when you should be taking time off. In most cases, you fail because of your inability to concentrate, resulting in more self-blame. Number 10. Loss of ability to listen to music. You might not be able to listen to music that you used to take for granted. You might experience a loss of concentration that causes the notes to become incoherent and sound like noise to you. Even your favorite songs start to sound depressing. If you used to listen to music on your commute to work but recently stopped, you should take note of this. Number 11. You can no longer watch movies or TV. You might watch parts of movies or short videos because they don't require much concentration, but you can't get yourself to sit through movies or dramas. You might experience a loss of concentration and find you get tired of following the story. Or, on the other hand, you might find yourself suddenly disinterested in things you once liked. Number 12. Anxiety when the TV is not on. You might be unable to concentrate on watching TV, but at the same time, you might feel anxious and lonely when alone, so you leave the TV going. This is because you try to distract yourself from your anxiety and loneliness with stimuli through your eyes and ears. Number 13. Not wanting to sleep or anxious about going to sleep. You might be anxious about getting up the next morning. You might have this sense that if you sleep, it will become tomorrow, which makes you not want to go to sleep or afraid of doing so. You might end up watching videos or play games late at night and find it difficult to go to bed. You might have a hard time going to bed in the morning because of the short hours of sleep. And you might even think the next day you'll go to bed early, but even when night comes around, you still do not want to go to sleep. Number 14. Increased alcohol consumption. Alcohol has the effect of temporarily lifting your mood, and you might end up drinking more to ease your difficult feelings. Some people drink as a substitute for sleeping pills because they cannot sleep. Be careful when the amount of alcohol you drink keeps increasing. In the worst case scenario, you may become an alcoholic. Drinking large amounts of alcohol can also make depression worse, so if you use alcohol to soothe your feelings, your condition will get even worse. Number 15. Sensitivity to weather changes and difficulty with rainy days. Depressed people are often sensitive to changes in the environment. On rainy days, you might feel even more depressed and not step outside once. Because your behavior is affected by the weather, you might check the weather forecast daily, which you might not have paid attention to before. Number 16. Thirst and anxiety from lack of drinking water. Thirst can be a symptom caused by the autonomic nervous system as a result of anxiety. Drinking water has a stabilizing effect, so you might find yourself always drinking water. In some cases, anxiety might be so severe that no matter how much water you drink, you cannot alleviate your thirst. When you are out of the house, in bed, or other places, you might worry if you don't have drinking water at hand at all times. Depression is not just a matter of how you feel. It is a disease that includes abnormal brain function due to stress. Symptoms appear in all aspects of daily life due to a general decline in brain function. They are varied, and there are many more than those introduced here. The phrase early detection, early treatment is often heard with cancer, but the same can be applied to depression as well. Early recognition of the disease and treatment or rest will make recovery much easier. On the other hand, if left untreated, it can become severe and chronic, so be careful. We recommend that you see a psychiatrist as soon as possible if you have any symptoms that concern you. This was the Mental Health for Life channel. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.